Today we're here in the beautiful Teotihuacan, an archaeological site located in the state of Mexico.
Now we're about to start exploring the city. Ceremonial Center is one of the most important in America because of its architecture and strong political and religious influence in other cities.
One of the most visited and valued archaeological sites in Mexico. During its heyday, more than 150,000 people lived in there, making it one of the largest cities in the world at that time. Teotihuacan starts around 600 before our age, when some agricultural villages from the Mexican Valley become specialized in the elaboration of different products that through the time began to interchange with surrounding towns over 200 hours before our age. These people settled down in the zone with their particular techniques in jewelry, vessels, and tools elaboration, which generated vast cultural and commercial effervescence.
It remains unclear exactly who were the inhabitants and the reason why they abandoned it around 600 after Christ. It is not even aware of its original name. The Aztecs came from the north to the central highlands of Mexico in the first half of the 14th century. They discovered the ruined city and named it Teotihuacan, where the gods were created, relating it to their own mythology of creation. Also, the names Pyramid of the Sun and Pyramid of the Moon as Avenue of the Dead are attributed to the Aztecs.
One of the most interesting places in here is the Avenue of the Dead. The name of this street is due to the Aztecs, who named it like that because they thought that the flanking buildings, like the ones behind me, were tombs. This huge driveway, in fact, was a major axis that divided the city in two halves. This one is like a long street that is 4 kilometers long and 50 kilometers wide. These buildings were used for the different political, administrative, civic, and religious activities of Teotihuacan.
These constructions were made of floor buildings with 2 layers of mica, 6 centimeters thick, that were covered later with a flat of tesontle.
The next part we're going to visit is the Pyramid of the Sun. It is the widest structure in Teotihuacan and the second in Mesoamerica, after the one in Cholula. It is believed that it was built along with the Pyramid of the Moon over the 2nd century of our age. The works over 1910s by orders of Porfirio Diaz were in charge of a singular and controversial archaeologist, Leopoldo Batres. Later studies have revealed big mistakes in excavation of the pyramid, deformed fully during the digging performed by these archaeologists. 5 levels exist as a misstep. Instead of the highest level, it was a temple where religious activities were carried out. It has 200 and 225 meters of base and a height of 65 meters. It is thought that it was taller, but the temple in the top is no longer there. The uplift of the pyramid started throughout the year 1 and 100 and finished over 100 and 250. Land, sand, and mud covered by a rock layer that at the same time was coated by a compound of gravel, lime, and sand. As there was no found information in Teotihuacan, all the info we have to try to know more about the deities here are the findings of the archaeology. Huehueteotl is an old and fire god, which is related to the Popocatépetl volcano. Also, Tlaloc, god associated to the rain, the water, the thunder, and the fertility, is strongly allied with Teotihuacan, specifically the Pyramid of the Sun, because a lot of elements of this god can be seen. Water flow inside the cave. It was built the pyramid over and child skeletons in each corner of the monument, because children's sacrifices were proper for this god. Additionally, Quetzalcoatl appears over here. Even though there is a discussion of when this divinity emerged, feathered serpents can be viewed near here in the Ciudadela.
The Pyramid of the Moon is in the northern part of Teotihuacan and it mimics the contour of Cerro Gordo, calling it Nahuatl Tenan, which means mother or protective stone. It is the second largest building. This pyramid has 5 bases to remain 5 aspects of Mother Nature.
The Unmanifestum, the cosmic or nature, the particular, the divine, mother goddess of death, and our instincts of elemental magic. It was known the existence of 7 construction phases, the last near 400 years. It contains 10 altars symbolizing the center of the universe, the cardinal directions, and intercardinal. The construction of this pyramid was made by the inhabitants already established in this citadel. Mainly, it was a ceremonial center where they offered their sacrifice and present religious events. All ceremonies were to honor Chalchihuitlicue, their goddess of water related to the moon, who was dedicated the upper temple and whose sculpture was found at the foot of the pyramid. Some people believe that the deity venerating this pyramid was their first Greek god. The ingredients more used for cooking in Teotihuacan were beans, tolonchi, pinoli, quelites, magueyes, chili, corn, capulines, mushrooms, axolotl, pulque, charales, huitlacoche, and maguey worms. Also, armadillo and xoloscuincle meat were eaten.